Okay, so this is gonna be me doing a video about why I don't do these creepy challenges most of the time. These creepy things and why I didn't do them growing up. Because some of my friends, or the friends that I used to have, probably wonder. I was, brought up Christian, and I still believe in God, and yeah, go ahead, mock me in the comments, I really don't care, because I'm not gonna mock you for not believing it, I'm not gonna mock you for believing something other than me, because that's your business. But, I would always see these things like Bloody Mary and Candyman and all this, and kids would be doing this, and my friends would be like, I did that and, nothing happened, or I did that and something like this happened, but it wasn't something that was like, it was scary and it was creepy and, whatever, but it wasn't something severe enough to scare them, but it was enough for them to be like, yeah, I believe in this stuff. And being that I'm Christian, I believe in, obviously a spiritual, partition separate from the physical. So to say that I don't believe in ghosts would kind of be, contradictory for me to say, oh, I don't believe in ghosts. I believe that there's a lot of levels to spirituality. And some of you will think that that's me contradicting my own religion. But I believe there's a lot of, things that can go wrong between you being alive and being dead. And this is what I mean by this. I'm not saying that, there are definitively or there aren't. I'm saying that if something lives in your house, it's probably not an angel. More likely a demon, and it might not be a severe demon, because whenever people hear, oh, but it's not, whenever people hear it's probably a demon, they say, but it's not trying to do me any harm, it's not trying to hurt me, it's not trying to throw things off my wall, it's not being violent. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure demons come with levels too. I'm not saying there's demons that are good. There are not demons that are good. Demons are demons. There's a reason it's called a fucking demon. But, you hear about people that have had these things follow them around their whole lives and never noticed, and somebody was psychic and told them. And then you hear about people that have had really bizarre, heavy things happen to them. By heavy, I mean like monumental. Like every house they've ever moved into was haunted, and every time they got a car, they wrecked it because something ripped the wheel out of their hand, and then like every time they bought something, a certain thing that, like, that's why I say there's different levels to this kind of thing. I've never had anything like that happen to me personally. I don't want anything like that to happen to me. And I watch these videos and I think, should I even be watching this video? Because I'm like, am I tempting that by watching a video about it? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really superstitious or anything. There was a point in time where my grandmother had just passed away, and my grandfather had a brain tumor. He was still living at home. And we had a scanner, and you could hear the fire calls, and the ambulance calls on it. And I used to knock the wooden door for him every night, because I'd say, see you later, and I would, knock on wood. I would knock on the wooden doorway, because, maybe if I do this, he'll be here, he'll be safe, nothing will happen to him. And I don't remember when I stopped doing it, but after I stopped doing it, he was fine for a while. But then, of course, the brain tumor progressively got worse. We had to put him in home, but that's another story for another video. Maybe I've told that story already? But it's weird to me that when I watch those videos, I feel creeped out. And people actually like those feelings enough to do those things. Like, I watched a video, I think it was by Planet Dolan, of the 10 creepiest kid games. And there were some of those things on there that they didn't seem like they should be kid games. If my mother had caught me, if you've watched my video on physical discipline, you will get this next reference. If she had caught me in our bathroom, because we had a full-length mirror in our bathroom our entire life, even when the door wasn't locked, even when we were kids and the bathroom wasn't remodeled yet, we had a full-length mirror. And we didn't, even now you couldn't do this without another person because the light switch is on the outside of the door. That Bloody Mary stuff. If my mother would have caught me doing Bloody Mary or the Candyman thing or that one that they mentioned in the video, if you've seen the video, you know what I'm talking about. I will find it and link it in the description just so you can watch it. There's one about a baby appearing in a mirror, a skinned baby. By the way, the picture that comes up for that one, they say it before the picture comes up. I think it's the 5 questions one. Which that one's really fucked up, okay? That is really fucked up. If you're like 11 years old, 10 years old playing this, you need to have your, you need Jesus. You straight up need Jesus. I don't tell anyone that, because I'm not perfect, but if you're doing this kind of shit, you might need to look at Jesus. But, what was I saying? Shit. That's what I was thinking. I was like, if my mother would have caught me doing this stuff, she would have kicked me out of her house. Because she was like, oh, you want to go fuck with that? Go fuck with it on the street. And you're kind of, when you're raised Christian, you're kind of told that because you're technically an opposing force for that kind of stuff, for the devil and the demons, and I say it that way not because I don't believe in it, but I say it in a way that there's people out there that don't believe in it, and don't address it the same way I do, so I use quotation marks, because, you know, if you don't have to take me seriously then. But basically you're kind of told, you're not taught to be afraid of it, you're taught to be aware of it, and that it is there, and that it is going to try and come after you, so you're basically taught not to tempt it. Not to go and stare into a mirror at 3 in the morning and say said name a certain amount of times and try and get it to come after you. And you know what? I've also thought of it this way. What if I was a spirit? I was trying to rest in peace. I had died a horrible, painful, excruciating, scrutinizing death. And then, instead of resting in peace, I have these little fucking brats at their little slumber parties calling me back from the dead over and over again. I'd want to stab someone and rip their fucking eyeballs out too. Wouldn't you? I thought about it in a lot of ways. And I just want to know, what is your opinion? Have you ever played these games? If you did, what happened? And tell me in details in the comments, because who else is going to listen? Plus, I'm curious. And don't put some trolling story. Don't put a creepypasta. If you saw it somewhere that wasn't creepypasta, maybe share it. If I remember to, I will link the video in the description of what I was just talking about. But thank you for watching. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do with your life.